Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today we're talking about this. This is the LoneWolf Gin from the BrewDog distillery. And if you've seen the BrewDog distillery video about the whiskey, and if you know the BrewDog brewery about all of their beers, they are really innovative, versatile, however you want to call it. They are trying out a lot, basically. And so they wanted to produce a gin. So they really thought about, what is a gin? They've decided, they want to do a London dry, so they don't want to do like a mixed flavored one. They have flavored one, but these came later. The normal one is an unflavored one. So they said, okay, we're doing a London dry, first of all. And then they thought about, okay, what is gin? So gin is all about the juniper. So they tried out a lot of different juniper from all around the world. And they found out, okay, if you have a low oil content, not much oil in the juniper seeds here, then you have more of an earthy touch to it. If you have a high oil content, you have more of a fresh, citrusy, piney, tingly. You know what you have when you have the juniper in, I don't know, some food that has that tingliness to it. That comes from the oils. So they tried out a lot of these junipers, and they found out that they come from Tuscany, I think it's called, from Italy. It's kind of middle, a little bit northern region of Italy. So there they have a really high oil content and really good juniper. So they said, okay, we're buying 100% of their juniper, and that's what they're using. They also use lavender, coriander, iris root as in dried products. Most of the dried products that are a bit harder to penetrate, they are macerated for 12 hours to get the oils and the flavors out. And then it's all into the pot with a bit more of the fresher and easier to dissolve ingredients, like the fresh and frozen grapefruit peel and lemon peel. So everything in the pot, and then it is being distilled with neutral grain spirit with a 600 liter still, and it runs about 5 times a day. So in the end, you come out with a London dry gin, because they don't add anything afterwards, and then it's just being diluted down to 40%, and that is then your LoneWolf dry gin. So this was it with the production, and now let's have some of that gin that we've just seen that how it was produced. The product of the distillery is currently just one, and that's called the LoneWolf Gin. Usually everything is kind of dog, but with the gin it was kind of a bit different, so it's now the brother of the dog. It's the wolf. And it's a really nice bottle. Here you see that wolf face on there. It's a bit more colorful than it shows in my screen. And it says here, born to be wild, not your average gin. Original juniper gin, 40%. Carbon neutral, okay. And says a bit of what is inside. And I think we've talked much about what they use and how they do it. So, and I'm skipping the background and going straight to the tasting. 40%. So it's fresh. It's definitely a lot of juniper in there. Citrusy, very fresh. So it really smells like a classical summer gin. That's how I would describe it. Now a bit of that lavender coming through. Didn't have that in the German take. That is. It's very, very round. Very, very round. It doesn't burn at all. 40% ABV and very junipery. So that tingly feeling from the juniper. It has a lot of citrus. Bit of
lavender, a bit of spiciness, bit of, I would say, this freshness and spiciness, coriander style. I'm not quite sure. It has been a long time since I've done the video, since been to the distillery, so I can't really remember the ingredients they put in there, but I think they did the coriander. But it feels, it has a good amount of spiciness in there. That is, it's not a present spiciness, but a good nuance. Now that I have a second sip with it, it's a bit stronger. So it's a strong nuance. Before that, it was just a little bit of aroma in there. It smells really good. And why I wanted to say it's a beginner's one, because it doesn't burn at all. But the first flavor that comes in with the juniper, especially a lot of juniper, so this is really juniper heavy, that can be a bit overwhelming for a beginner. So not quite sure if it's beginner friendly. So I'm going for a bit of a lighter tonic here. I had it in German already, and it just mixed really good with it. Maybe you could go with a little bit spicier on that thing, but as it is not one of the heavier gins, I would say a lighter tonic is better, because the heavier tonics might be overwhelming for it. Oh, that is dangerous. Oh, that is dangerous. You can't taste the alcohol at all. So it feels like, it doesn't feel like a fizzy lemonade, but strange. Yeah, it's a perfect gin tonic. Yeah, a good mixture where you have that bitter sweetness in there. Just enough to give you the aroma of it, but not to be overwhelming and numbing yourself. And the sweetness from the tonic, and a lot of citrusy character, a lot of fresh character in there. Unfortunately, I'm doing this in winter. It's pretty cold and snowy outside. This is a perfect summer gin tonic. It is fresh. It is refreshing, citrusy, has very nice nuances in there. I like it. Oh, second sip is a bit heavier. So now comes the heavy tones, a bit more of the spiciness in there. Yeah. Nice. This is, as I said in the beginning, very dangerous. It just says, oh, give me another one. I'm tasty. Give me another one. It's like the glass is talking to me. Yeah. It wants to be drank. So yeah, that was my take on the BrewDog Lone Wolf Gin, and thank you very much for watching the whole distillery video. And yeah, if you want to have the interview of the guy who is responsible for the distillery, I had him in front of the camera for the whiskey interview. He is the master distiller. He does the gin, he does the whiskey. Unfortunately, we ran out of time, so we couldn't do gin tasting with him as well. And yeah, that was it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.